week 31 of our prenatal yoga teacher training class. This week we have a pose of the week. It is plank pose, forearm plank pose. I'm just going to re-angle. We're live, blips and bloopers. For forearm plank pose, we have Guru, lead trainer, Peter Icabello, who is, he does boxing, he does yoga, he does massage therapy, and all you have to do is say the word plank, and it's sort of like the bat signal for Peter, who loves forearm plank because he loves to get women into the best shape of their lives,
just a bit.
and men. Yes. And he's also amazing for postnatal boot camp. So anyway, I'll get out of that. I will
hand it over
give Peter the floor to teach this class, and we want to get rid of socks as that can be slippery.
Yes. So
I'm going to grab my water.
Just like any type of exercise, please consult with a physician. Anything that we say here is not meant to be medical or anything like that. We are not doctors. We are not here to diagnose. If anything does not feel right, do not do it. That's my only advice. And here we are, week 31.
Okay,
how awesome. We've had a little hiatus, but here we are. Okay, Ashley. So I'm going to ask you to come to mountain pose. And in our mountain pose, come to the top of the mat. In our mountain pose, we're going to look down at our feet, check our feet, and we're going to have all 10 toes facing forward. I'm going to have you turn your heels out just a bit. That engages your glutes right away, the outer edges of your glutes. Then I'm going to have you just soften your knees ever so slightly. And then scissor your thighs together, squeeze them together without moving. And then from here, lift up through the crown of the head. Tuck the chin back. And then have your arms, your shoulder blades come in towards one another, palms facing forward, arms straight alongside you. Beautiful. And I'm just going to come around and make slight adjustments. I'm going to have Ashley press her head up into my hand. Good. And I'm going to pull the shoulder blades in by doing a little motion like this. And I'm going to just have her lift, no. Just draw your shoulders down and then pull the belly in. Yes, there you go. There you go. So now she's in her mountain pose, Tadasana. And then we're going to ask Ashley to close her eyes or have a soft gaze. And then from here, she's going to check in with herself and just to uncover or unveil what might be going on in her body today. And then I'm going to ask her to vision herself in our peak pose. Vision herself. If you can see yourself there, you can achieve it. And we'll take Ashley through certain sequence to warm her up to the peak pose. We're going to visit the peak pose in different ways. From different ways. We're going to add different variations to this peak pose. And then from here, I'm going to ask Ashley to allow her eyes to gently float open. And then inhale, arms reach out and overhead. Slight bend in knees. Exhale, forward fold. Belly pulls in. Let your arms and head be heavy. In this forward fold, just be heavy. Bend your knees ever so slightly. Let your arms be heavy toward the earth. And then breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, plant your hands onto the earth. Bend your knees. Exhale, step back to plank pose. So we'll do a high plank. Exhale, untuck the toes, and then inhale, up dog. If we're pregnant, we go to up dog. Shoulders away from the ears. And I'm going to just give Ashley a little hands on while I want to protect her shoulders away from the ears, lifting up through the crown of the head. Yeah. And relaxing her jaw, spreading her fingertips wide, pressing into the thumb side of her hand, spreading her fingertips to press into all 5 pads of her hand. And then breathing into the space. Squeezing her glutes together to engage and protect her lower back. Inhale. Tuck the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. You might be saying, why did we go into that plank yet? Not yet. Inhale, step your right foot forward, left foot forward, forward fold. Hug the opposite elbows to stretch out your shoulders. Bend your knees ever so slightly. And then breathe in. And then breathe out. And then breathe in. And then breathe out. Inhale, bend your knees and come to flat back. Exhale, rise to mountain pose or Tadasana. And I'm just going to have Ashley step off the mat for a second because it's slipping. So I want to make sure Ashley does not slip today. So
I'm also gonna, now that we're kind of warmed up.
oops. Get this. I'm gonna fold this.
I did order, we're not trying to sell things, but if we find products that are helpful, we have no vested interest, I'll just share it. But I did get some non-slip mat covers designed for hot yoga because I thought, you know, some people are sweaters or schwitzers.
Yep.
So I thought if the tech that works for hot yoga could work for that, then maybe it can work for
Oh, it does work. I've used it in hot yoga, so awesome. So those little thin towel things, right? Yeah, awesome.
So you don't want to slip.
All right, so come to the top of the mat. Now, this
Plus
is
it's pink.
It's all right, it's all good. Pink is a good thing, right? So come back to mountain pose. Back to mountain pose. So palms facing forward, turning the heels outward ever so slightly. Engage your glutes. Scissor the inner thighs in towards one another. Ground down through your feet. So in this mountain pose, we're going to have actually visit it a little differently. I'm going to have her open up her eyes for a moment and then lift her toes. Shift her weight into her heels. And then lower the toes and shift her weight forward. So I'm going to have her find her balance, go back and forth. Slow, go back and forth. And then when she's ready, just to find some balance. Body wants to find balance. Have her turn her heels ever so slightly out. Why? That engages your outer edge of your glute. Can you place your hand on the outer edge of your glute for a minute? Just a little high, right? That engages that part of the glute right there. Beautiful. Now, rest your arms alongside you. Palms facing forward. Draw your shoulder blades in towards one another. Beautiful. Lift up to the crown of the head. So a lot of times when I have somebody draw their shoulder blades in, I'll take my hand, place it in the back, place it right between the shoulder blades, and kind of just squeeze, a gentle squeeze. That gets the shoulder blades in. And then I'll have Ashley lift her chest. Good. And then pull the belly in. I just put my hand right in front of the belly. That automatically pulls the belly. Beautiful. So
Yeah, that's sorry to interrupt, but that's a good teaching tip that pregnant people do not like their belly touched.
Exactly. So you just put your hand in front so they can pull the belly in. It's just a gesture. Beautiful, Ashley. And then drop your sacrum down. Good. That takes any tension. When you drop the sacrum down, I'm just going to move your arm a second. When you drop the sacrum down, it takes tension out of this part of the lower back, right here. And when you pull the belly in, it also takes tension out of the lower back. A lot of times in mountain pose, people feel tension right in this part of the lower back. So we don't want that, right? We want to feel no tension here. And then from here, inhale, arms sweep out and overhead. Exhale, chair pose. Beautiful. So in this chair pose, I'm going to have Ashley shift her weight into her heels. Lift her toes. Beautiful. And then bend her knees even more. Beautiful. More. And sit back down as if she's sitting in a chair. Sit back, bring your knees back. Yes, there you go. Now extend your arms out in front. Out in front. Beautiful. Shoulder height. And draw your shoulder blades in. Yes. This is her chair pose. And I'm going to just have my hand on her lower back to have her sacrum drop down just a bit. Yes, no. Yeah, sacrum drop down, lift your chest. Yeah, there you go. Belly in. Why didn't I tell her to tuck? Because you're not really supposed to tuck the sacrum because that's pulling it forward. Now drop your hips down just a bit, Ashley. More, and more. Beautiful. Lift your chest. Beautiful. Palms facing in towards one another. Breathe in. Now inhale, arms reach out to the sides and then overhead. Chair pose as you sit down a bit further in your chair. Sit down a little bit further in your chair. Even more. Bring your knees back just a bit. Good. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Fold at the hip to forward fold. So we're just entering our sun salutation from a different point of view. That's all. Inhale, plant your hands onto the earth. Step back to plank pose. Exhale, drop the knees, chest, chin. So if you're in your first trimester, you can go knees, chest, chin. And then begin to press yourself up into baby cobra. Beautiful. So first trimester, baby cobra is safe. Even in second trimester, if you're at the beginning of your second trimester. Inhale, tuck the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. So you see with the blanket, she's not sliding as much. Or maybe she is more. Who knows? Maybe Ashley oiled up her hands today. Probably knowing Ashley, she did.
It's the hair products.
The hair products, gotcha.
Truly hair
Gotcha.
people watching this understand.
Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Exhale, step the right hand to right foot to right wrist.
Peter does not understand the hair products.
No, that ship left a long time ago.
So,
Inhale, lower the left knee down.
it's
Exhale,
very
sweep the arms
jealousy.
out and overhead to low lunge, Anjayasana. Now, press your hips forward. Good. And then arch back just a bit with cactus arms. Beautiful. Breathe in. Now, bring your left hip slightly forward, right hip slightly back. Engage that glute. Yeah. The hip, not the shoulders. Good. You see the difference, right? They move differently, right? So let's just go over that really quickly. So the thoracic, which is basically from here up, moves independently than from the hips. See the difference? So everything moves differently. So I'm just gonna bring my hand, my leg right behind Ashley. I'm gonna have you press your hip into my knee. Good. That engages the glute. Bring the shoulders down, lift up through the crown. Beautiful. Beautiful. So she's doing this pose so greatly, maybe we'll just leave her there for the rest of the time in this class. What do you think, guys and girls? Now inhale, fold at the hip. Step back to plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, press up into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, bend the knee, open up the hip. Exhale, press your left foot to left wrist. Inhale, drop the right knee down. Exhale, arms sweep out and overhead. Inhale, sweep, bring the arms behind you. A different arm variation, bring the arms behind you and interlace them. Shoulders away from the ears. Now bring your left hip slightly back, right hip slightly forward. The other way. The other way. There you go. We're challenged with our rights and lefts. Believe me.
I have to say, so this pose, one facility that we don't serve at the moment said not to do these poses for incarcerated women because putting the hands behind you can be traumatic. However, statistics show that you're more likely to be incarcerated if you were incarcerated. And what I noticed is, and this is not religious, this is just, I'm not trying to impose anything on anyone, just sharing my own personal experience. This is personally uncomfortable for me, this pose, and it would be difficult or impossible for me to pray in this position. And for people who are arrested and are religious, like that's a time they need to calm down, not resist arrest, and maybe go into prayer. So this position, I guess what I'm trying to say is I have found it to become increasingly important in our liberation yoga for incarcerated women, because if we can get comfortable with our hands behind our back, then they can de-escalate a future arrest situation. Obviously, we want them not even to go down that road, but we also have to provide the tools that we can.
And it's also the beauty of this pose, not only does it stretch out your shoulders from a physical standpoint, but from an emotional standpoint, it's a heart opener. So when they say step outside of your comfort zone, this is a perfect pose to step outside of that. And then you drop your head back as you surrender to it. And you breathe. Inhale. Exhale. As you surrender to this pose, the beauty of this pose is to open the heart and just allow. And then inhale, arms reach out and overhead. Exhale, fold at the hip. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward, left foot forward, forward fold. Hug the opposite elbows, get the stretch. Beautiful. Release the hands toward the earth. Slide the hands beneath the toes. Bend your knees ever so slightly. Bend your elbows. Beautiful. Now, keep the elbows bent, knees, and straighten out the knees. Beautiful. That gets stretch in those hamstrings. Now, bend your elbows even more. No, not your knees, just your elbows even more to get stretch. Let the head be heavy. Let it go. Beautiful. So sometimes I will come around if the student is holding their head. Sorry, I'm walking behind you. And I will just gently just take the head and just give it a little tiny touch and just take that head and just press it just a bit more. Beautiful, Ashley. Good job. And then from here, inhale, release the hands toward the earth. Let it go, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, mountain pose. Arms reach out and overhead. Arms alongside you. And just rest in your mountain pose. Rest in your mountain pose. Doing a great job so far, Ashley. Inhale, arms reach out and overhead. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, straighten out the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back to plank. Untuck the toes. Exhale, and then inhale to up dog. If we're in our third trimester or late in our second trimester, up dog, this is available to you. Again, you can prop under the thighs to keep the belly lifted, if this is available to you. For strength, for posture, you're not doing anything, you're actually opening up your whole entire front side of the body. This is another heart opener. We lead with the heart in our yoga. Inhale into plank. Exhale, down facing dog. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to have Ashley step her right foot forward, left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, mountain pose. See, it doesn't matter which way you bring your arms.
I also have to say, doing this stretch, the heart opener, it helps the shoulders fall into natural alignment in
Yes.
mountain pose.
Yes. And can you just bring your hands behind you again, Jason? If you're working at a desk all day, if you're pregnant, and you do this stretch,
Even at a desk.
Yeah, you can do that stretch too. Different variations.
Like, I mean, if you're in your chair, even.
Yeah.
Like if your chair doesn't have space. But yeah.
This is a great way to energize yourself. Talk about a 3 o'clock pick-me-up. You don't need coffee, but what you need to do is open your heart and breathe. Get some oxygen into the lungs. It's a great way to do this. And then come back to mountain pose. All right, now from here. Inhale, arms reach out and overhead. Exhale, chair pose. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come to mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, step back to plank. Now, I'm going to have Ashley come down onto her forearms for our peak pose. We're going to visit this peak pose a few times. We're going to do a lot of different things in this peak pose. We're going to really pump it up here. So I'm going to have her shift her weight forward ever so slightly, and then I'm going to have Ashley lift her hips as if I had a rope under the front of her hips, just pulling it up ever so slightly. Then I'm going to have her walk her elbows a little closer towards the body, so that her elbows are beneath her shoulders.
All I can say is I'm doing this for a good cause.
Yes, exactly.
Bring your
feet a little closer together. Beautiful. Beautiful, Ashley. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lower the knees. Take your child pose. So, in pregnancy, you want to take a wide-legged child pose. Wide-kneed child pose. Beautiful. Good job, Ashley.
So there is really no substitute for in-person training because you can really cheat a little bit on your own. So Peter coming today gave me a reality check. I thought I could hold planks forever, but apparently not proper planks.
Forearm planks can be more challenging than regular planks. Why? Because you're lowering your center of gravity, you're coming down closer to the earth, and then you're trying to prop yourself up. and it's a lot more on your shoulders versus the typical plank. You're straight on the plank, which is more full body. Even though this is full body, you're much more reliant on your shoulders, which are usually weak on most of us. So from here, Ashley, I'm going to ask you to come right back into plank, regular plank. Inhale. Exhale, come down onto your forearms, or forearm plank. And then from here, I'm going to have you turn your left hand in towards your right elbow. Turn your left hand in towards your right elbow. And then from here, come over onto your left side for a side plank.
Okay, cool. And
right hand on your right hip to start. Beautiful. So this is full forearm plank on the left side. Then, if we want to do a modified, I'd have Ashley come down onto her knees. Beautiful. One knee or both. This is a great variation. And then she could, as if I had a rope on her hips, pull her hips forward towards me. Yes. And then she can extend her right arm up toward the sky. Her shoulder comes away from the ear, so bring the shoulder down a little, arm down just a
yeah,
bit.
I feel like I'm not straight, maybe.
Now bring the arm down, not too far, right there. Beautiful. Now imagine you had a wall. My hand's gonna be a wall. I'm gonna stand off to the side. My hand's gonna be a wall. Press into my hand to bring your shoulder and hip back. Good job, Ashley. And then, as if I had a rope here, I'm gonna pull your hip up, press your hip up into my hand. It's a good modification there. Beautiful. Now, this whole entire side is up right there. And then she's gonna bring her right forearm down. Inhale, onto the forearm, and then come back into plank, forearm plank. Beautiful. Exhale it out. Now she's going to turn her right hand in towards her left elbow, and then she's going to come over, stack onto her left side, her right side, and then she's going to come because we will be revisiting these planks over and over. So I'm going to have her come down onto her knees on this side. So this is what it looks like on the back side.
Trying to get it straight.
No, you're actually a little.
I'm over.
Just a little. Just come forward.
Right.
Just come forward just a bit. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Now, bring your hips towards me. Good. And then from here, you're going to press into that wall again.
Right.
Good. Now bring your, yes, there you go. Now engage this from your knee into your shoulder. Engage that part of the body. And then lift up. Good, Ashley. Rise up. And then bring your head to neutral. Good.
I have to say, for those of you practicing on your own, there is on the market yoga mats that have a line
Yep.
down the middle, and that can also help
With the
you
alignment.
self-check, your alignment.
And then from here, bring your right forearm down. And then come back to regular plank. High plank. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, left foot forward, forward. Give Ashley that rest, that much needed rest. So we're going to do a lot of things for Ashley today because she's going to do a lot of planks for us. She's going to be plank queen of the day. And then from here, inhale to half lift. Exhale, mountain pose. Beautiful, Ashley. Beautiful. How are we doing? How are we feeling?
Good. Great, thank you.
All right. Inhale, arms reach out and overhead. Exhale, chair pose. Beautiful. So she knew we were going there, so next time I'm going to trick her. Turn your heels outward ever so slightly to engage your outer edges of your glutes. Beautiful. And sit back in your chair a bit more. Now that your legs are nice and warm, sit back in your chair a bit more. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Hands to heart center. Exhale, step your right foot back. Beautiful. High lunge. Arms reach out and overhead. Inch your left foot forward just a bit. Slide your left foot forward just a bit. Good. Yeah. Beautiful. Now, energize your right heel. Press down into that right heel. No. Don't put it down. Press it. Yes. Energize it. Now, draw your left hip back. Right hip slightly forward. Left knee over the left ankle. Beautiful. That's her high lunge. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, fold at the hip. Inhale, step back to plank. Forearm plank. Beautiful. Now from here, here's some great things you can do in this forearm plank. We're only going to do 2 on each side. We're going to do what's called spider crunches. So from here, you're going to bring, down on your forearm, you're going to bring your right knee out to the side, left knee out to the side. Have a forearm plank. You can do it. You can do it.
Okay.
You can do it. You can
That's
do it.
fine. No
Beautiful.
speed.
Beautiful. Other side. Good. Good. Now drop the knees into child pose. She didn't know I was going to break that one in.
Even if I complain, still push me.
Oh, of course I'm going to push you.
It's okay, because I'm trapped. So for prenatal, you can do wide-legged child's pose to create space for the baby and
take a
use a bolster
or blanket.
If you need to, like this or whatnot. So that isn't me just trying to use up time because it is plank week.
Yes, it is. Ashley's shoulders are going to be
I
on
will
fire.
not talk so much in final relaxation pose week.
Beautiful. Her heart rate's pumping. If we measure her heart rate, I bet she'd be over 100 right now. And she's only done one side. So from here, inhale into tabletop. Exhale down, facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, left foot forward, forward, forward. Exhale, hug the opposite elbows. Let the head be heavy. Slight bend in your knees. Protect that lower back. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, rise to stand, mountain pose. Beautiful. Extending the crown of the head up toward the sky, shoulders away from the ears. Good job, Ashley. Inhale, arms reach out and overhead. Exhale, chair pose. I like to start from chair pose because it gets our legs working, gets our belly fired up, gets everything connected. Then inhale, hands heart center. Exhale, step the right foot back. No, left foot back. Beautiful. See, she knew. High lunge. Inhale, extend the arms overhead. Beautiful. And just inch your right foot forward just a couple of inches. Beautiful. Keep that right knee over the right angle. Right ankle. Beautiful. Bring your right hip slightly back, engage that glute, left hip slightly forward, and then arch back just a bit. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, fold at the hip. Inhale, frame your right foot, step back to plank. Exhale, come down to forearm plank. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to place my hand on her lower back. You can see, so we can keep her honest in her spider lunge. So she's going to press her hand up into my lower back. Press it up. Good. And then do your spider lunge. Good. 10 more. No, it's too much. You want to keep, lower this down just a bit. Lower down just a bit. Okay, now. Slower, 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 slower. Good. Slower. 1, 2, 2. Child pose. Child pose.
No complaint. Okay, it makes such a difference when you're in the right form. So like when I got lower, I felt it more in my upper abs.
Yes.
And so it was a full abdominal workout.
Yes.
When in the right position. That would be great for the postnatal group too. So
yes.
This is a good one to keep pre and post pregnancy.
Yes. Are you alive there?
Yes. I just thought maybe if I close my eyes, it'll go away. But nope, everyone's still there.
Everyone's still here.
Thanks for staying.
And then from here, inhale, press yourself up into tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Now inhale, step your right foot forward, left foot forward, forward fold. We're going to leave Ashley here in this forward fold to calm the body. So you can mix in. This is a sidebar, but you can mix in a little interval training. How do we do that? So in interval training, you do a number of exercises and then you stop and rest. Then you do another number of exercises and stop and rest. Muscle confusion is in there. Maybe you're doing a forearm plank. Maybe you're doing a low plank. Maybe you're doing a warrior pose. Maybe you're jumping back into up dog. A lot of different things you can integrate to do. So what I want Ashley's body to do is to calm all the way down. So I'm going to have her do this in her forward fold, letting her neck and shoulders go. It also gives her shoulders a rest, stretches out the spine, and if she's developing any tension in her lower back from the planks that we've been doing, this also softens that area too. When I had my hand on her lower back, she's beginning to schwitz, as they say, or perspire. or sweat.
Unicorn glitter, I think, is the,
Yes.
the term.
The term, okay, unicorn glitter. It was definitely shining, it was shimmering. Let the head be heavy. Let Ashley be in her unicorn glitter glory. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, rise to stand, mountain pose, rest in your mountain pose. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Walk towards the top of the mat. And just hang in your mountain pose for a few more breaths here as the body calms down and breathes, relaxes, and unwinds. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms out and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, come down to the forearms. Now, turn your right hand in towards your left elbow. Right hand in towards your left elbow. Come on over onto your left side. Stack your left hand, no, on your, yes, on your left. No, it's the other way. Right side, my fault. Beautiful. Stacking your left leg on top of your right. This time she's doing a full side plank on her forearm. And then from here, we can add something to this. She can add a little dip, just two of them. Dip the hip up and down. 1 and 2. Beautiful. Bring your left forearm down. Turn your left hand into your right wrist, right forearm. No, the left hand. Turns in.
Do it on the other side.
Well,
no?
Turn your left hand in though. Turn your left hand in towards your right wrist.
Oh, I get it. Oh,
yes,
I get it.
for support. You want the support. Beautiful. Extend your right arm up toward the sky. Now stack your right leg on top of left and then come up and down. Drop that left hip down. 1 and 2. Beautiful. Now come down onto your right forearm and rest in this plank. Rest here. Rest here. Because we're going to do something else later. We're going to take different approaches. And then from here, walk your feet towards your hands. Stay in the plank. So this is a pose that we're going to do later on, dolphin. Press your chest towards your knees. So it's basically down dog on your forearms. We're just visiting it for a moment. Now walk your feet out. Good job, Ashley. Drop the knees, child pose.
I like that basically, while showing forearm plank, you gave us a few variations for a workout, and that's what I really love about this. Like, there are yoga schools that will give you 100 or even 1,000 yoga poses, but basically the method with ShareLove.Fund is we give you 45 key poses, because from that pose, get excited, make it your own, and do your own creative variation. So if you don't mind, I'm just gonna say, so forearm plank is one of our 45 poses, but from here, we've given you the idea. You can do side plank on your knees. You can do side plank up. You can even do like a Jane Fonda workout, with this. So can't really count on the spot, but I think that's about a 3-in-1 in the poses, plus whatever creative variation that you come up with, plus you're also learning how to link it from plank to forearm plank to dolphin, to maybe downward dog, to make, so you're kind of learning sequencing too. So anyway.
No, and we're going to keep adding on. So that's why I have Ashley resting so much in these sequences, because I'm going to keep layering on different variations. There's about 3 to 4 more different variations that we haven't even gone over yet. Ashley, her shoulders are going to, her arms are going to fall off later. That's okay. Then she won't scroll on Instagram or anything like that. Maybe it'll prevent her from that.
Intervention.
Yes, this is a secret way of doing some intervention with Ashley. Inhale into tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, left foot forward, forward. So notice that we're giving her rest. Why? Because we're working the arms a lot today. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, mountain pose. Arms reach out and overhead. And then come to mountain pose. And then step towards the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach out and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, come down to forearm plank. Inhale, back up to regular plank. Exhale, come down to forearm plank. Inhale, regular plank. Exhale, forearm plank. And then hold forearm plank here. So notice, we just weave something else in. And have Ashley peek over to me for a moment. In my forearm plank, what we're going to do is called hip dips. So you're going to shift your weight forward, pull the belly in, and you're going to drop your hip over to the right, and up, and left, and up, and right. Only get a few, and up, and left.
Okay,
and up.
so.
Lower your hips down a little bit more. Good. Now, dip over to the right, and then up. Slow, slow, slow. And then left, and then up. Come to center, right? Come to center first, pause and center.
Okay, and also I think someone can maybe do this on their knees, no? Is that
It's
not
harder
really?
than
Okay, just trying to talk my way
Here
up
we go.
here.
Here
Using
we go.
this lower yourself.
Right. Then come up to center, pause, and then left. Come up to center, pause, and then right. Come up to center, pause, and then left. Come up to center, pause, and then hold. Then hold, plank. Hold, plank. Hold, plank. Then come up to your hands.
Okay, sorry.
And then from here, walk your feet towards your hands. And then come to a downward facing dog. I'm sorry, forward fold.
Okay, so that's
Sneaky.
a great one to know, especially after the pregnancy, and also for those of you who don't know, I gained 80 pounds, not baby weight, like real weight postpartum, like through the pregnancy. And Peter was my personal trainer who really kicked me into shape. I got into the best shape of my life after having 3 kids. And so he's at Presence Wellness in Westport, Connecticut, and all of that. Anyway, he's the best. So anyone who's local, I highly, highly recommend him for one-to-one coaching.
All right, Ashley, how are we doing? See, she's out of breath. So what are we doing now? Having her calm down again. And part of the out of breath is because Ashley didn't know where we were going with this. She didn't know that we were going to do 49 of them, 50 of them, or just 1 or 2. So the mind goes and the body begins to worry, because where the attention goes, worry, fear, right? That's where the body goes. So how do we calibrate that? How do we not control, but how do we ease that tension out? Your breath. You regulate everything in your body with your breath. The breath is the bridge between your mind and body. What did I just say? The breath is the bridge between your mind and body. So you see how we keep layering? Then we're going to layer one more, and guess what we're going to do? We're going to put it all together. And Ashley's going to be in the best shape in her life right before your eyes in this video. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, press into your feet and rise to stand, mountain pose, and rest in mountain pose. So we're just waiting for her breath to relax a little, waiting for the glistening or the glitter to lighten up a little, turn the glitter out just a bit. She's doing great there, isn't she? Let's give her a little hand there. She's doing great. Good job today, Ashley. And I'm just going to have you bring your hands behind you to stretch your shoulders again. So important. Why? We've been using those shoulders a lot today, haven't we? Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. So yeah, yoga you can get a little cardio effect in yoga. And I got a nice treat for her in her Savasana today. We're going to do a nice we're going to do a shoulder opener. I call it the money pose. It's a very relaxing shoulder opener. And then we're going to do a nice long Savasana for her, and in her Savasana, I'm going to do some work on her. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep your arms out and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to plank. And then from here, come down onto your forearms. So, how do we strengthen our upper body? How do we strengthen our back in a forearm plank? Bring your elbows a little closer towards the body. Give your hips a little lift, just a tiny lift, that's it. Now we're going to do shoulder push-ups. Just shoulder push-ups, so just dip up and down from your shoulder blades.
Oh God.
I'll show you. Stay right here.
Sorry.
I'll come on camera. I'll make an appearance on camera for this.
I'm sure we
This
have
is really
pregnant
cool.
ladies that are like kicking butt on this and
Just rolling it.
okay.
Just bringing your shoulder
There's
blades
so
together.
much this psychological,
Yep.
so many times we think we can't do that because our body just isn't used to
There you go.
thinking in that way.
Bring your shoulder blades together. Just come into
Yeah.
come on your forearm.
Okay.
Come on your knees. I'm sorry. Come on your knees. Now, slide your knees back. Good. Now, just lower your shoulder blades down. No, your shoulder blades. Yep. Bring them together. This stays in one unit. Bring your belly in.
It just seems like still,
Now come up.
still hard.
Now come up.
Even on the knees.
Yep. And then come down. Shoulder blades together. And then up. Good. And then up. Good.
My arms are so weak.
I know. That's okay. Good. And now come down. Take a child pose.
So it's interesting, forearm plank works your biceps.
Of course it does. Works your biceps, triceps, and shoulders.
So I think in regular plank, you're not working your
You are, but not as concentrated. Not
yeah,
as focused.
because it's you can just rest on your bones if,
Yep.
as long as you're not doing push-ups. So I guess yeah, this for people who don't jump to do push-ups, forearm plank is a way to force you to really
Yep.
work that. So this is what that is.
Yep.
A little bit.
Yep. Beautiful.
Okay.
Do about 1,000 when you get it. No, just
Very cool.
come back. So you see, what did we do there? We showed you so many different things to do in your forearm plank. So let's say in yoga poses, when you're pregnant, you shouldn't be twisting. If you don't know you're pregnant, that's one thing, you just twist it. You're not going to hurt the baby. But once you do know and you want to work out, we just did 5 or 6 different variations with with forearm plank. We did regular forearm plank, then we did side plank on each side. We modified it on the knees, right? We went back to regular, and we added some dips, right? So that's one, and then we'll come back to forearm plank, and let's do hip dips now. Just dip the hips over to the right, and then up to center, left, up to center, right, up to center, left, up to center, good. And then what we did is we walked the feet towards the hands to dolphin, beautiful, beautiful. And then you can walk it back. And then we did some shoulder push-ups, good, good, and then we held plank. And then now from here, she's coming back to child pose. So look at all those different variations to really work up a really good sweat. And if this camera would move, I would zero in on Ashley's lower back, and you would see a little puddle there. Good job, Ashley.
Thank you.
So from here, for the rest of our practice, we're going to have Ashley come onto her back and hug her knees to chest.
So I'll do
Good job.
wide-legged case before pregnant.
Yeah, so if you're pregnant, if you bring your knees away from the body, away from the midline, toward the armpits, just stretch out the lower back, hamstrings. She can come into a happy baby, which is always really good, and she can just gently, gently rock side to side. Baby's in the crib. Good job, Ashley. And then from here, you can bring your knees together. Drop the feet down. Then we're going to stretch out her shoulders. How are we going to do that? First, I want her lower back to calm down a little bit. So I'm going to have her bring her feet, walk her feet back towards her heels, towards her hands. Not too far. Bring her a little bit more forward. Now, walk your feet apart. Now, bring your knees together. That relaxes the psoas. No, a little closer. Good job there. And just begin to just draw your arms alongside you, have your palms face up. And just rest for a few moments, Ashley. Just rest.
So for this, try to have the spine connected to the mat.
Yep.
Right? Like so, this is to take out that little curve.
That little curve and the tension in your lower back that develops. Now I'm going to have Ashley walk her feet together. And then walk her heels towards her hands, towards her fingertips. No, not too much, not too much. Just graze the fingertips. Now walk your shoulders away from the ears. And then inhale, lift your hips up off the earth. So yes, we're coming into bridge pose, but mainly I want Ashley to stretch out her shoulders. So how are we going to do this? So you're going to interlace her hands beneath her. You're going to press her elbows down, press her pinkies down, and lift her chest even more. Good job, Ashley. That stretches out the front of the shoulders. Now just lift your neck so you can breathe a little bit better. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale and exhale. And then from here, release the hands and then lower the hips to earth and come back into happy baby. So now, if Ashley was in her first or second trimester, this next pose is what I feel is the best pose possible for your shoulders. To open them after a long yoga practice that we've spent a lot of time working on our arms, our shoulders. Believe me, her shoulders are exhausted. So what we'll do here is I'm going to have Ashley come onto her belly, and then I am going to step in and give her a little prop. What you'll do, Ashley, actually you'll do this yourself. You'll take the 2 blocks, and you're going to set yourself up just like this. I'm going to stay off camera. And you can set yourself up really cool like this. You're going to bring your blocks to the second height, or to, there's baby bear, right? That's the lowest. Papa bear, okay. And then mama bear is the highest, right? So we're going to come to Papa bear, and you're going to...
And I'm just a little worried about on the stomach for prenatal.
So I said if you're first trimester.
Okay. Okay. I'm just worried.
Third trimester you can't do this, but first trimester you can.
Okay.
Because I massage women on their belly.
Okay, I see. Okay, I see.
So
Okay,
in
so.
first trimester, this is a great way, and I'm going to do a third trimester opener as well.
Okay, awesome.
All right, so we're going to all we're doing is shoulder openers.
Because I was thinking if the blanket was under the hips.
Yeah, you can do that too.
So still, don't do this for third trimester, but
even late second trimester.
And yeah, this is only for first trimester, but still, even you can put a blanket under your hips.
Yep. And then bring your arms. That goes under. Turn them in a little bit. Turn the blocks in. No. This, turn it in. Good. And then right under your shoulder. That's too far down.
Okay.
So yes, there you go.
Like this. Okay.
We've never done this pose before, have we?
Yeah, there's always something new. It's pretty cool.
All right, and then now bring your hands alongside you, palms face up. Let your head be heavy, and good night.
This feels really good on the neck, creates space on the shoulders.
So we're going to be here for several minutes, so find the best possible comfortable position if you can. If not, just stay right where you are. Then, just like in Savasana, begin to soften the space between your eyebrows as you relax the eyelids. Release any tension in the jaw by relaxing, by parting the lips. Allow your heels to turn outward to relax the feet and legs. Soften any tension in the lower back. feel the support of the earth beneath you. Okay, Ashley. I know you can sleep there forever. Let's begin to slowly make our way into a child's pose. So that's one way to open up the shoulders. Really great way to open up the shoulders. She forgot about time for a moment, didn't she, right? Isn't that nice for the neck and shoulders?
Yes,
It's a very
very.
passive, easy way to open up the shoulders. It's a great way to segue into Savasana. And then from here, I'm going to have Ashley make her way onto her back. And then she's going to hug her knees to chest again. And then we're going to do a shoulder opener for third trimester, second late trimester, and third trimester Savasana. All right, before we get into Savasana. So I'm going to have Ashley just sit up for a moment, go slow as you sit up. And I'm going to just help Ashley with some props. We've done this before. You've seen this in other videos. I'm going to make a little tea. Actually, yeah, we'll do this. Make a tea. And then I'm going to have Ashley right up against her lower back. And I'm going to have Ashley lean against this guy right here. Good. And then she can bring her knees together or extend her legs. You want to put a bolster. You want to get a bolster for under your legs there. That's okay.
This feels so good, and you can play around with it at home using different things.
Yes,
with the
pillows. Beautiful. Now for the shoulder opener part, I just have Ashley have her palms face up and then bring her arms out to the sides. Good.
This feels amazing.
And that's another passive way of opening the shoulders for your students there. I'm going to have Ashley stay here for a bit too. And this is all in preparation for Savasana. So she hasn't even done Savasana yet.
We don't realize how much we're forward, and this feels amazing, and this is something people can do. Maybe they're in bed and they can't fall asleep and they're tossing and turning. You can set up the pillows in this way, and when you start thinking about your shoulder stretch and chest stretch, then you stop thinking about not being able to fall asleep and you just surrender.
Yep.
Thank you for this, it's awesome.
You're welcome. Thank you. Beautiful. And just breathe here, Ashley. And you can we can do a meditation here if we decided as well. Great way to segue into a meditation.
That is a really good idea also for prenatal folks, because a lot of times the meditation positions become uncomfortable in pregnancy.
Yes. This would be a heart opening meditation, right? So her heart is fully open here, her chest is open, her shoulders is nice and stretched very passively. And gravity is what's doing the work. Gravity is what's helping pull those shoulders back even more. And the body's fully relaxed, the lower back is not engaged, her back is supported, her airway is open, her air path is open. And you can just have it. So there's a lot of breath works that are not recommended for prenatal, so I'll go over a very basic, gentle breath work. It's the 3-part yogic breath, or Dirga breath. Some people call it the golden breath. I just like to breathe. I keep it simple. And then I would ask Ashley, without force, without much effort, to inhale, fill the belly gently. Breathe into the rib cage, and breathe all the way up into the chest. And I would have her pause there. And then I would have her exhale from the chest, the ribs and belly. Inhale through the nose, fill the belly, ribs, and all the way up to the heart. And then pause, and then exhale from the heart, the ribs, the belly. Inhale, fill the belly, ribs, and chest over into the heart. And then exhale from the heart, the ribs, the belly. And at her own pace, inhale, fill the belly, ribs, and chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, and belly. Stay with this cycle of breath. begin to bring awareness back to the body. Begin to bring the arms alongside you. And then begin to plant the feet onto the earth. And then using your legs, just slide the bolster away that's beneath your feet. Just using the legs, they are hands. And then bring your knees a little closer in towards you. Good, and then bring your knees apart. Good, there you go, nice and easy. And then very slowly take your hands on your thighs as you pull yourself up into a seated position. Very nice. And then from here, what I'll do, because Ashley's so relaxed. See, all that hard work paid off, didn't it? Now we're nice and relaxed. We're going into our most popular pose, Savasana. And in this Savasana, so we're going to believe Ashley's in her second trimester, right? And we're going to give her a little pillow for her head. And we're going to give her a little bolster for her knees. And if we had access to, I had access to light dimmers, I'd dim the lights in here. How are we doing here?
Excellent.
Good. Did we make up for all the hard work?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that maybe it's the part of the business plan of yoga to end in Savasana.
Yes, it is. All right. So I'm just going to do, like I said, a little bit of work on Ashley. This is always nice if you have a private client. Always nice to do a little bit of work with them. You should always ask permission. May I have permission to give you a little bit of, do a little bit of work on your feet, your neck, your shoulders?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you're just going to give Ashley a little gentle pull.
And for prenatal, it's so nice because there's so much extra blood in the system. There's extra weight. The feet are so swollen, and it's just really nice to treat your prenatal clients.
Absolutely. Again, you don't have to be a massage therapist. Just do what comes to you naturally. Get the lymph moving because we develop lymphedema sometimes in the ankles, lower part of the body. You could lead your clients into the relaxation. Sometimes people have a hard time. Ashley's not having a hard time, but some people have a hard time just surrendering. So you can actually lead them into surrender by just saying, feel the support of the earth beneath you. Allow your muscles to relax, to not hold, and to withdraw your senses. Turn your focus and attention inward. Soften the space between the eyebrows by relaxing your eyelids. Part the lips to relax the jaw. Notice how much tension you hold in the face. palms face up to open your heart. And your hands about 6 to 8 inches away from the body. very slowly, begin to bring awareness back to the body. Begin to wiggle your fingertips and wiggle your toes. And then gently, gently begin to rotate the head from side to side. And then plant your feet onto the earth. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. And begin to come over onto your left side. And just rest it for a moment. Just rest. Close your eyes. Just to check in, see where you are. And then using your left elbow and right hand, slowly begin to press yourself up. Keep the eyes closed into a seated position. Maybe you want to sit on that bolster that's right beside you there. And just close your eyes or have a soft gaze. As you come back to you.
Thank you so much.
No, we're not done yet.
Okay.
A brief meditation here. Let's just recheck in. Softening the shoulders, softening the space between the eyebrows. And drawing the hands to heart center. Relaxing our shoulders and elbows down. Even closer to the body. And then bowing our chin to chest in honor of us, we, me, you, taking the time to be here. You're not bowing to your guru, you're bowing to yourself. In honor of yourself, taking the time to nourish mind, body, and spirit. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much. I also want to say that the massage techniques we did, you can also do a self-massage on your feet, self-massage on your neck, and then in the last class I did, when we did the chakra meditation, we also talked about self-massaging the third eye area. So all those massage techniques you're empowered to do on your own, and also just an observation I made in case it may serve you, I'll share it. In bowing, we're really stretching the back and the neck, and so that's that can also feel good as a stretch. We feel like we're hunched a lot, but actually we're not stretching the neck. So that's actually like a shoulders back, neck forward stretch that we don't always get. Thank you so much for your time, Peter. Have a blessed day, everyone.
Yes.
So
Good
we
job.
will try to X out. It's not a little technical.